Welcome, welcome, welcome to another amazing interview with another author, Taneka Hamilton, who just released her book. And I am excited because it's about co-parenting, which is crazy. There's a lot of us, especially single parents out here, that's trying to figure out how to co-parent in this world. There is no book that say do it this way, do it that way. Times have changed, but this information is needed, and especially when it's coming from the eyes of our children. And so I am Vanessa Canterbury. I am the founder of Inspired by Vanessa, where I teach people how to turn their books into businesses and how to self-publish their book, because there's nothing like what? Ownership. When you could own some things, we could talk about some things. The language is different. You could do so much more. And I am honored. I'm so honored to be able to have this interview with this lady who reached out to me. And I want to know, first question, why did you reach out to me?
I'm in a group on Facebook, children's authors. And I was just asking questions about illustrators and information, and you got on there and you was responding. You was like, oh, this is how you do it and that. And then you was like, well, if you have any other questions, you can inbox me. I was like, oh, okay. Well, let me inbox her. She gave me the invitation, so let me inbox her. So I inboxed you, and then the rest is history. We here now.
I know, right? I'm glad that you trusted me with your baby, because that's what I call the books, the babies, because it's a vision that people have. And it's like when they finally able to release their baby, it's like, ooh, who do I trust with this vision of mine? So I appreciate that you really trust me with the vision to bring it to life.
Well, thank you for bringing it to life for me. I appreciate that.
Oh, anytime, baby, anytime. So let's get this thing started, shall we? Why did you write this book? What made you think about writing a book about co-parenting?
Co-parenting is kind of near and dear to me because so many people around me don't do it. And when I see people saying like, oh, he ain't did this for my child, he hasn't done that for my child, he better not even call my phone. And it was just like, I don't think that that's okay, but it's not my place to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, all right, whatever. But then I taught pre-K for 2 years, and I was with kindergartners for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And in childcare, starting so young, you see the differences between what goes on in mom's house and then what goes on in dad's house. So in the midst of all of that, I was like, something has to give. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, this kid is with her mother. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, she with her dad. Like the behavior is totally different. So I feel like that parents should always want to be on one accord when talking and dealing with their child. You don't have to like the person. You don't have to deal with the person, but you do have to respect their boundaries when it comes to the child and respect the child's emotions. Like children carry emotions, and they carry what the mother and father is holding on to, especially if you're bad talking them. Or so the kids are carrying that, and teachers are kind of at the mommy and daddy end, because they're consoling that kid when they come to school. You have to, when a kid come to school and say, oh, mommy and daddy was fighting last night, what do you do as a teacher? It's like, oh, come here, baby, it's okay. Maybe mommy and daddy just needed a timeout. So they don't understand that, and parents don't take that into consideration.
I used to be that parent. I really just don't care. I just don't. But as I had to grow and get out of my own way, should I say, I had to remember the moments when my mom would bad talk my dad, or my dad would pick up my brothers but wouldn't pick me up. I never understood that concept. That didn't make any sense. And so I don't know what really transpired between them two, but at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the kids. Let's put it out. You know, me building a relationship with my father had nothing to do with whatever happened between you two. And so I didn't have those moments. And so I wanted to make it my business when I got out of my own way after I had my children, because I had my children young, that I don't want them to feel that way. You know, I don't want them to feel the way that I felt. And so I had to suck it up, swallow it. Let's be clear, and just be able to say, you know what, if I'm going past that way and I notice that my kids haven't heard from their father for a while, I would drive past and say, you know, I seen his car. Y'all going on in there, go spend time with your dad. I'll stay out here and I'll just wait or what have you. And just to be able to keep the peace, be cordial or what have you. But that's what I had to do in order for my kids to spend 5, 10, an hour, whatever, with their father. And then when they get older, they can be able to make their own decisions as to who he is. Because at the end of the day, I choose to lay down with this person. And that's something that we really, really need to take into consideration. It was not just what he did, what you did. It was both of y'all, because that's what made the children. And so we got to put our pride and our egos and our emotions to the side to be able to do what's best for the children. Now, we already know how that other person is. We know that part. However, they may not be that part. We want to get on the benefit that they wouldn't be that type of person to the child. But at the end of the day, give the kids a chance, because they need that. They need that interaction. They need to know for themselves and not the preconceived notions that what we give.
I think that when we're in relationship with people, we don't think about the outcome of the relationship. And when, like, I never saw, my parents didn't argue. They were teenage parents. They didn't argue. It was never a point where my dad couldn't pick us up. It was never a point where my mom couldn't drop us off. I never went through that. So, like, my parents didn't show me that. My mom had my brother at 15.
Wow.
So, like, we didn't see that, because my grandparents were involved. My father, he just, like, it just wasn't. I never saw my parents argue ever. Never. I don't know, whatever went on between them went on between them. It didn't affect us. But when we have children with people, and then after we have kids and the breakup come, is my kid can't go here or my kid can't go there. But why?
Yeah.
The man should have the same authority over the child that the woman has. Like, if I can fill out papers for school, you can fill out papers.
I'm just saying.
So it's like, we have to drop that I'm the mama and it goes the way I want it to go. If you don't think that your child would be safe with the person that you're laying down with, think about having a kid with them.
Did you say that? Okay.
I'm just saying.
But it's the truth.
If you don't think that your child would be safe around the person that you're laying down with, do not have a kid with them, because his right is his child.
Yep.
So, like, either one of my kids can go with their fathers, and I'm not going to worry about, oh, is something going to happen? Is he going? Because both of them are going to protect their child with their life.
Yep.
So I'm not worried about that. And I'm sure my mom was never worried about me and my brother going with my father, because he's going to protect us with his life. So it's like, at some point, as adults, we have to understand that the children didn't ask to be here, and they shouldn't be in a tug of war with two people and grow up to be emotional, unstable creatures. Like,
damaged as heck along the way.
Like, and you want to beat her because she looked like him, or you want to be him because he looked like her. Like them kids didn't do nothing to you. Them kids didn't do nothing to you. It's your fault. Both of y'all bitter. Y'all did whatever y'all did to each other. Okay, still don't like each other. That's cool. That's understandable. But what about
here?
Kids? Yeah.
And let them not have the same name. Shabbat. That's a whole different ball. I've seen it happen. I just had this conversation. With my sister, and she was trying to figure out some things. And I said, let me get real with you, because I don't know how else to be. And so I broke it down to her, and she was like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, that's what happens when you have See, and this is it's important. I don't know how not to be transparent. It's very, very important when you have a child to make sure that the father is involved. Period. I don't care how you like it, slice it or dice it. You need to have the parents involved, because at the end of the day, we are raising children to be young adults, to eventually be adults, to eventually have children. So if we can't get it together, they're going to repeat that same cycle with their own children. That's and true. Then when they come back and look at you and say, you damaged me because of X, Y, Z, you know,
you looking crazy. Like, I didn't do that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what's happening when you are now you realizing like, dang, you know, you caused this thing here. I tell people all the time, your childhood issues can turn up in your adult life and damage you. And then we over here want to throw, it's like you throwing the rocks and hiding your hands. I mean, you got to pick one. You lay down and make an adult decision. You need to lay down and I'm just saying, okay, I'm going to sit down. But anyway.
You speaking. Come on now.
It's the truth. We got to stop doing this game, blame, pointing fingers, bitter, mad. You know, I'm going to get somebody else or date somebody else. Well, do that then. But take care of your
cause and effect. But don't keep my child away from me because you choose to do that. Because that woman is not my child's mother.
Exactly.
No, and she can't take my place. Mm-hmm. But you can keep your child, but don't keep your child away from me.
Exactly.
Because you can't replace me. That's the issue. Like, no, you can't. You just can't replace me. I'm the mom. Now, if I just relinquish all my duties and decide not to be a part, that's different.
Yeah.
But if I call you and ask to see my child, let me see my child. Mm-hmm. If I call you every other day and say, hey, I'm coming to see my child, let me come see my child. If I call you and say 2 weeks later, I want to see my baby, let me see it, because the child has to be the one to tell that man or that woman. Because at the end of the day, the person that's not there the most, that's who the kid loved the most, because you bad talking and you bashing them. So just allow the kid to get their own expectation of their parent and how they feel about them. And when they grow old, they will tell that parent, like, oh, I didn't like it when you told me you was coming and didn't come.
Ooh, I have that
as mothers, it's so hard to sit back and allow that to happen. Mm-hmm. But it's just something that we have to do. We can't interfere because then it turns into, well, my mom didn't let me. My dad didn't let me call my mom. My mom cried. It turns into something else. So now we on our deathbed and we wishing we never did. And now that kid is pouring out their heart to me.
It's time to go. Because that's the truth. I'm a believer. If you don't do right by God's children, I'm just saying, it will turn around and it's going to come back and you're going to wish that you did right by them kids. You're going to wish that you did right by them kids, because now they say that you turn around and you take care of your parents. Mm-hmm. But if you didn't take care of me, what I look like? I'm just saying, I'm going to do the minimum to get you here or there, whatever. But as far as me doing all this extra
and taking care of your kids is not just financially.
It's not.
Like, my father was a provider. He didn't want for anything. But mentally and emotionally, he was not a good dad. Mm-hmm. But as I got older, it was just like, all right, whatever. You know, like, hey, Daddy, how you doing? When I see you. But I can't. To this day, I don't even know last time I talked to my father. Mm-hmm. Might have been last year. Like,
adults need... I don't care how old we get. We still need our parents. Mm-hmm. We still need our parents. I have 2 living parents and I don't have a relationship with neither one of them. I have 2 living parents and my kids don't have a relationship with my grandkids. That's a problem. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. And I'll be darned. I'm the first generation to break that cycle. Me and my kids, we close as heck. Mm-hmm. I will be, man, y'all gonna get me here. Look, my grandkids call Gigi, I'm there. There's no if, ands, or but about it. Because I made the decision to have these children. Whatever way you feel about me, feel that way, but it has nothing to do with the kids. Mm-hmm. Same thing applies to my grandchildren. We have to do better. And what can we be able to do better to be able to stop this cycle? And what you did with this book, you giving it from the kids' perspective. That book I was reading, Because you like, damn, I never thought about it that way.
Because when you go in the teaching world, your wheels get to spinning.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to help a child.
Yeah.
But you can't really help a child until you reach their parent.
Ooh.
So like parents can read this to them and then kind of put it all together. You know, this at the level of a kid, but a parent will understand it because it's way beyond the kid's level, but it's at their level. So the parent will be able to be like, oh, this make a lot of sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. I will go there, but I'm not gonna go there.
Go there. Let's go. Let's go, Vanessa.
If so many people stop being so dang on trifling, you lay down and you spread your legs and you flew your wings or whatever the case may be. Don't be the person that be bitter to be able to do the same thing to your children because the way you felt about their father. You just can't do that. It's not acceptable. And then don't get mad when your kids call you out on your mess. You can't get mad at that either.
Hurt people though.
Definitely. And now they damage these darn children.
If you've never had a father, you'll think that what your daughter does with her father is weird, or why you doing that, or it's jealousy. My daughter's father, when she was little, he adored her, and I hated it because he was my man.
Exactly.
He was adoring me. So now, why are you adoring her and you was adoring me? Yeah. But I didn't do anything to my kid because of that.
Yeah.
My daughter's father still adores her. And my daughter be like, I'm just gonna call my dad.
Exactly.
My dad.
Yeah.
Okay, call your daddy. Bye.
But you know what? Your daughter, when it's time for her to date, when it's time for her to go out there and marry, have children, she's gonna have a better outlook. A way better outlook. Because I'm a believer. Daughters and their dad is something magical. It's magical there. Daughters and their dad, he's showing her the ropes, how he respects the mother, how even though you're together now, he respects the mother, how he's showing you how a man's supposed to treat you because of the way he treats your mother, the way he treats you. It's like she's taking notes and he's like, I'm giving you the blueprint. So when it's time for you to go out there and date, I showed you. So there's no knucklehead, because usually girls who do not have a father figure in their life that's consistent, they knuckleheads just like their father.
Yeah.
Period. And I'm not why our men,
I'm a knucklehead like my father, but you know.
Man, I think that's not the word for my father. I just okay. But anyway, so I'm just saying. But you know, to this day, I haven't seen my father in 10 years. In 10 years. That was the last time I seen my father, and that was after the death of my brother. 10 years. And my children, now I'm just telling you, this is now, people probably think I'm crazy. I'm very serious. My children's at work. My kids are managers at restaurants, right? And both of my kids, they was like, Ma, I know I'm not going crazy. I know I seen granddad. I said, huh? She said, Ma, I seen him. He looked right at me and called me my niece's name. What? You don't recognize your grandchild? Then my daughter said, my other daughter, at a different time, this is like maybe like 2 years apart now. So it happened at one location, at another location, years apart. Turns around and she's taking his order and everything else. And looking right at him. He looking at her, he's just, okay. She said, you know what? It's a damn shame that my own grandfather don't even recognize me.
That's crazy.
How does my daughter feel when she comes home to tell me that? And then he's sitting there looking like he done seen a ghost, like,
no, this is one of my grandkids.
You know what I mean? And when he walked out the door, he looked back at her and couldn't say like nothing.
Because he felt stupid.
Stupid. Very, very stupid.
Because at the end of the day, that's a part of him
yes,
that he don't know anything about.
Don't have a clue what to do with it.
Don't know
and
anything
I remember
about it.
My brother said he wants to my brother said after my death of my brother, he say, my oldest brother, he says, give him a chance. I gave him a chance when I had a conversation with him. When I told him, I said, whatever happened between you and my mother got nothing to do with me. How many more chances do you want me to give? I said, but watch this. And he was like, watch what? Just watch this. And I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. He sat at my table. And remind you, before my brother passed, maybe 4 years, 5 years prior to that, we didn't see him. This is a pattern. He sat at my table and apologized, looking directly at my brother, never apologized to me for being MIA yet again. Wow. So you want me to what? Oh, okay. So then he comes to my house. And then then he comes to my house. My daughter's birthday, I think she was turning 18. She was turning 18 and I had dinner for her. And so I had cooked this dinner, the kids downstairs, the adults upstairs. He walked in the door. He recognized my oldest brother that wasn't there. He wasn't here maybe not even 5 minutes. The kids didn't even know he was here. He was like, oh, so where's, your brother? I saw he had to work. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, I was just stopping by just to say, show my presence, but I got somewhere else to go. Never seen him since then. But you want me to what?
Wow.
When people show you who they are, you just got to believe them. And I tell people all the time that your parents could do some damaging things because they're damaged. But if you want to be able to break that cycle, you have to be the person to just say, take that stand and do what you have to do to get your healing on. You can express to them how you feel, but trust and believe if the response is not coming back the way you expect it to, you have to be okay with that and release that off of you so you can move on. So when I reach out and I talk to my parents, I let them know I do love them. I love you dearly. God knows my heart, but I know how to deal with you guys accordingly.
But then what is love? Like when the people that giving birth to you haven't shown you that, So where did you get you got your definition of love from your children?
From my children. I grew up with my children. With mine. I had my first baby at 16.
Okay.
So I grew up with my children. I had to learn a new behavior. I had to learn this thing. And so once I've learned that thing, my mother turns her nose up when she see me and my children interact.
Because she don't have that relationship.
She don't get it. My mother treats me the same way her mother treated. See, that's why I say what happens in your childhood will turn around and show up in your adult life. And when it shows up in your adult life, and when you do something that's foreign, and that's what I did. I did some foreign. I shook some things up because I said that's not going to happen between me and mine. So co-parenting, what you're doing is absolutely needed. You have to speak out about this thing. You have to let them know that it's necessary because our children, we're not trying to have any more damaging children. We ain't trying to raise no grown men. I'm just saying to be a man because he's damaged from his parents and now he's damaged extra again from the person he had a child with. He's just damaged all the way around. And then he's in a relationship and now you dealing with a damaged, broken man. You already got issues over here. Then y'all bring some children in this world. What the Sam is going on?
Which is what's already been going on.
Exactly. So somebody got to take a stand to stop the cycle. So I want to see this book, girl. Let's talk about it.
This book.
Yes, that book is really. I'm like, man, you crazy, girl. You are crazy. I love it. I love the concept about it. I love the delivery of it. I love from how it goes from one end to another, how they mingle together, how it just. Man, it just shows that it's possible. So go ahead, show them a little bit of illustrations. Not a lot. Just give them a little. Because they're going to have to come and purchase this book and sit down and read this book to their children. Girl, that's clean. That's clean, girl. That's clean. That's clean. Look at that. That's clean.
Let me skip down.
Yeah, with you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's how our children feel. Sometimes they feel like that. They cry. Well, let's find out why they cry. Let's fix this. But that's the part right there. How the parents, we may not be together, but at the end of the day, we still family.
And we don't even like each other. We don't even like each other.
Yeah,
but for these kids, we can bring it together.
Yes.
For 45 minutes a day, we can bring it together.
Yep.
Like we get to be hugging and kissing. We don't gotta hug and kiss. We don't even have to sit in the same room if you really don't want to.
I'm just saying. I'm loving it. I am so loving it.
But we do have to understand that children hurt the same way we hurt.
Yep.
And their behavior dictates that feeling.
Yep.
The tantrums, the just crying, the uncontrollableness of their behavior stems from their home. Like, and a lot of people, they don't understand that. Like, now I'm working with 2-year-olds, and you can tell who's who and what's what from their personalities and their behaviors. Like, I have some really, really happy 2-year-olds, and then I have some really, really emotional 2-year-olds, and it's like, dude, what is going on? Like, like, you shouldn't be this emotional at 2 years old. Like, something has to give. Like, come on now. But it's just a lot that be going on, and you just never know what's affecting your child until they become an adult and they look back and be like, ugh, I just don't like you.
I'm trying not to deal with you. I swear I'm trying not to
deal with you. I'm just saying, that's just how it turns out.
It's true.
That's just how it turns out. That's how the cookie crumbles. You know, I hope my children never have to grow up and be like, oh, my dad, I just, he was just, you know, I hope that that's never a story of my children, which I don't think it is. But, you know, you should
nobody. I wish that on nobody. My daughter said to me something about one of her friends' parents had, they didn't have a good relationship. The parents passed away. And then she said, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I said, well, it's hurtful. Whichever way the cookie crumbles, it's hurtful. I said, but try having 2 living parents and you don't have a relationship with neither one of them. And she said, oh.
Yeah, that's deep. I talk to my mama every day. She works my nerve.
Girl, my daughter called me. They take their turn calling me working a nerve. But I love it. I would not trade it for the world.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. My daughter was like, "Ma, I got a surprise for you." What now, baby? Then my son came in for Christmas Day, just loving, you know, just like it's sometimes it takes me off guard because I get really emotional. I'm like, dang, if I could share this moment with my parents, that'd be beautiful. But they choose to opt out of it. But I'll be damned if I miss any of it. Period. Period. I'm gonna love my babies. Young adults and all, I'm gonna love the hell out of them. And so we gotta hug our children, love on our children, appreciate our children. If that means we grow with our children, let's grow then. But stop the cycle of just having this bitter attitude, thinking somebody owe you something. Nobody owes you nothing. We need to be able to show our children better. We gotta do better. We have to do better. That's what we owe our children, because at the end of the day, they're the next generation. They are the next generation. That's important. So I want you to let them know how they can find you on social media, how they could get an autographed copy of this book. I'm just saying, let them know, girl. Let them know. I can't with you. Let them know.
You can find me on Instagram at Coparenting Rehab. Facebook, I have a Coparenting Rehab page, or you can just look under my name, Taneka Hamilton. I'm on Twitter, Co-Parenting Rehab. And then if you want a book, you can purchase via PayPal, and
you can put the link in the video, and that way they could click on it. Or you guys hit her inbox.
Oh yeah, they can hit my inbox.
That's another way. But make sure you guys get this book. Read this book to your child. Let's start this new year off right and showing them that we could be able to do something different. This book's out here it's so attractive. It draws you in. The story is real. It's relatable in so many different ways. I'm gonna get my own book. I'm just saying. This book is needed. We need to make sure that we have this co-parenting thing. It may be rocky, but at the end of the day, it'll smooth itself out if you guys work together to make it happen. Because at the end of the day, it's about these kids. You ain't got nothing to do with us. It's about the children. So let's do what's best for the children. Let's not have our children with like what's going on with this generation now, which is scary. Let's make it our business to stop it, break the cycle. It's possible. I'm telling you, if I could do it, whew, if Taneka could do it, then it's possible. So Taneka, I'm just so appreciative. I hope I made you proud with this journey of working with Inspired by Vanessa, and just
thank you so much. Thank you.
So
I've been smiling all day.
Yeah, I seen that video. I laughed so hard. I said that right there made my day. That's what makes it so worthwhile, because I take these books so personal. They are my books. You know, I want to make sure that I make you proud. So at the end of the day, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to so much more that's to come. And you guys, get your book. Stop playing. Support this Black lady.
And if you guys have a book, Vanessa is the person you need to talk to. Hit her inbox. Inbox. That's all I did. I hit her inbox. Oh. Y'all better hit her inbox. That's what y'all better do. Inbox.
Thank you so much. And yes, if you want to be able to write your book, don't hesitate to reach out to me via inbox, or you can go to inspiredbyvanessa.com where you could be able to connect. I also have my book, My Business, that's coming up, that's starting on Monday. So if you want to work with me for 6 months to get your book done, then you make sure that you come on over here to my book, My Business, and all the information is listed there. Secure your spot today, because I think today or tomorrow is the last day to secure your spot. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Everybody got a story to share. Everybody got a story to share. So with that being said, Taneka, you have any closing words?
Do I have any closing words?
She was being real modest because she was cutting up on this video earlier. I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
I don't have any closing words. Just go out, purchase the book. Even if you don't purchase the book, I mean, you know, just let's speak about co-parenting. Let's change the narrative about the Black family. About how people break up and they can't raise children, how one parent disappears after the breakup. Let's just change the narrative on that. And of course, purchase the book.
Get the book
that's coming, and the next one that's coming, and the next one that's coming. So just hop on the Taneka bandwagon, and then let's go on the ride.
Yes, it's gonna be amazing. Make sure you guys get in her inbox. Make sure you connect and follow her. You a single parent, you out here struggling with this co-parenting thing, make sure you connect with her. Make it happen, and let's change. Change. That's the best way. Let's change. On that note. Change. Okay. That was a good one.
Let's change.
Let's change. I think that should be the next post. Let's change. What? Change. All right now. Amen. With that being said, my name is. Sometimes I can't like the professional come out, but I'm a silly person too. I like to laugh and giggle because it's good for the soul. Yes, but let's change. At the end of the day, talk to you guys soon and be blessed. Thank you again, Taneka. This has been absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome, girl.